Several parents are now speaking out about their concerns with the safety of a Bradenton summer camp.
Plus, what you can do to avoid a tragedy from the summer heat.
And a man is dead after eating a raw oyster at a Sarasota restaurant. A warning from health officials about a flesh-eating bacteria. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with a follow-up to a story that we broke last week. A 7-year-old boy ended up in the hospital after he was left abandoned at a Bradenton summer camp. Well, after our story aired, we heard from several other parents with similar stories, all claiming their children were mistreated at the same camp. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick is live at GT Bray Park in Bradenton, where that summer camp is held, after talking with one mother who is pleading now for that camp to be closed. Jess?
That's right, Jacqueline and Scott. After our story aired last Friday about 7-year-old Carter that was found on this playground by a complete stranger while he was asleep, I received several calls and emails from about half a dozen parents who say their children went through similar incidents. This is just one woman's story. It was the first week of camp when 5-year-old Angelo came home and told his mom he was left on the playground.
He had to approach a stranger to have them brought back. So he was left there. I don't know how long he was left there.
Katie Pinion says she didn't even know which park it was because no one told her the incident even happened, and there wasn't an official report.
I approached them the next day with my son, and then they admitted that it had happened, but that it was my son's fault for hiding.
Marcus Francis, director of the camp, says the incident happened at the same playground where 7-year-old Carter was left just last week. He claims Angelo wasn't left alone, that while his class went inside,
I stayed with Angelo, getting to come out from underneath the playground, in which we then exited and came back into the playground, or back into the facility.
Pinion says she believes her son, ultimately taking him out of the camp. She's now calling for the camp to be shut down.
I feel like the camp's definitely in the wrong and is really unresponsible with other people's children.
Francis admits that his counselors have made mistakes, specifically in the case of Carter. He says he's talked individually to every counselor about expectations and that they're now doing verbal roll calls.
And then we're going even further and having discussions of maybe even looking at locking down the playground and making it so that it is another secured camp-only area.
Right now, the ratio of children to counselors is 1 to 15.
Then we are going to evaluate everything. We'll evaluate our staffing levels, anything that a parent has showed concern over.
But that's not enough for some parents.
I think that honestly, children could have been more hurt in these situations than what they are willing to admit.
Francis says he sends his own kids to this camp and he does not believe that it should be shut down. He says he will prove to parents that these counselors can be trusted and that they will keep the kids safe. You'll hear, though, from yet another mother coming up tonight on ABC 7 at 7. For now, reporting live in Bradenton, Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you. And now a reminder to parents about the dangers of the summer heat and their cars. 25 children across the United States have died so far this year from being left inside hot cars, 2 of them happening here in Florida. Most recently, last Friday in South Florida. Today, several law enforcement agencies met in Tallahassee to talk about what parents can do to prevent this from happening.
They could do something to help prevent that. They could leave something of importance in the back seat with the child, so they remember that that the child is in the back seat, such as their cell phone or wallet or their purse.
In Florida, it is a criminal offense to leave a child inside a parked car. The Department of Children and Families says if you see a child unattended inside a car, call 911 immediately. Also, hundreds of pets also die each year in the state from being left alone inside of vehicles.
Well, during the summer heat, AAA is reminding drivers that high temperatures can take a toll on your car. There are steps that you can take, though, to avoid a breakdown. First, make sure your battery is prepared for high temperatures. If your battery is more than 3 years old, it's a good idea to have it tested. Make sure engine coolant is filled to the proper level and keep your tires properly inflated. Driving on underinflated tires can increase the likelihood of a blowout.
And the heat was on today, but we had a few showers around, a few more to cool it off a little bit for a while. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Yesterday at this time, we had temperature heat index at 103 degrees. Today, it's only 95 to 96 degrees up and down the Sun Coast. That's due to the increased cloud cover that you see rolling ashore every so often. And once in a while, you'll see a shower, too, dotting the Gulf of Mexico, looking from the Casey Key webcam out west. And occasionally a shower will move on through. But for the most part, any kind of significant long-term rain event is not happening right now, but it is to the north of us now. A frontal boundary here, high pressure situated to the south, and that westerly flow continues to be the rule and will stay this way. It looks like through the overnight hours. A good chance for some overnight showers occasionally. Not everyone's going to see it, but they'll be around. We had some earlier near Parrish and Bradenton. Another round came through a little later than that. Siesta Key had a little bit of rainfall, and now Venice and to the south, some showers. But notice there's still some activity developing out here in the Gulf of Mexico. Although it's quiet now in Longboat Key, Siesta Key, it didn't take long for those showers to pop up. So it looks like it's going to be okay here for the next couple of hours along the immediate coastline from Anna Maria southward down toward Englewood. But right now some light rain into Venice, South Venice, all this pushing off to the east. The showers that are developing off west are still over 50 miles to the west of us. So it'll take a while to get here. Our forecast through this evening is calling for a few spotty showers around, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. A little bit better chance to see some scattered storms moving through after midnight tonight due to this westerly flow. Temperatures will remain warm, low 80s by 11 o'clock. Right now it's 85 degrees. The heat index actually has bumped up 1 degree. It's now 97. We're getting close to 100. Even despite the clouds and showers, it's still pretty warm, pretty muggy out there due to that onshore flow at 9 miles an hour. A good chance for rain tomorrow again in places. We'll have the details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
Bob, thank you. New video into our newsroom of a disturbance on Siesta Key. This was the scene earlier today. The sheriff's office is not saying much yet, only that a gunshot was fired at around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Deputies say no one was injured. We'll bring you more information as it comes into our newsroom.
A health warning tonight after a Sarasota man died after eating a raw oyster at a local restaurant. That oyster was contaminated with a bacteria called Vibrio, which in certain situations can become flesh-eating. The man who died was 71 years old, which put him at risk with this bacteria. Florida health officials say the bacteria lives in salt water year-round, but is more common in the summer months. People can get infected by eating raw seafood or swimming with an open wound. One local chef says a good way to know when to eat that seafood is by using the trick of eating it during a month that ends with the letter R.
Summertime, May, June, July, there are no R's in there, the water's warmer, and so the bacteria that is potentially hazardous to some people is more prevalent.
The victim died just 2 days after becoming sick. Health officials say if you experience any of the symptoms of this bacteria, such as diarrhea, fever, or skin infection, seek medical care immediately.
A huge mess is all that's left behind at a Christian ministry in Bradenton. The executive director for the nonprofit Downtown Ministries says someone went through their trash can and emptied everything out. The donations were thrown all over the street and urinated on. Food was smashed and all the clothing bags were ripped open.
It's been happening a couple times a week, to be honest. They come in the trash, they pull it out. One time they actually we had a bunch of old donuts in there that had been donated that were no good. And they took one bite out of 50 donuts and then scattered and smashed the donuts all over the ground.
Monroe says that while this is not the first attack on the facility, it is the first time they've urinated on everything in addition to the vandalism. They will be checking the surveillance cameras to find the culprits, and they've asked the police to patrol the area more frequently.
The family of a Manatee County man who died while riding his bicycle is hoping for the public's help after an act of vandalism. Nicholas Wilson was hit and killed by a car while riding his bike on Lorraine Road in Lakewood Ranch last month while training for a triathlon. His family placed a white bicycle memorial at the site of the crash. Recently, they learned that memorial as you can see, had been vandalized. If you have any information as to who may have done this, call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office.
A sit-down with the new police chief of Sarasota County Schools. The district has finally selected its head of police force, and today we got a look into his plans for the new school year. Paul Grahowski says his first priority is hardening each school campus and ensuring all of the physical measures are taken, but it goes beyond that too. This chief will train all of his force to be guardians that the students will feel like they can confide in. Grahowski acknowledges that this is a big task, but says he's ready.
It's mammoth, but I've never felt more empowered in my life. We can build a department from the ground up the right way and create an organizational culture of a collective group of individuals who have worked in different agencies.
3 sergeants and 24 officers are currently in the hiring and background process. The average years of experience within the force will be 21 years.
Well, still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, how red tide is affecting some local businesses.
And how students on the Suncoast are closing the summer reading gap. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
You are like no other. So why should your choices be ordinary? Ghibli, the absolute opposite of ordinary.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
The lingering red tide bloom along parts of the Suncoast continues to have an impact on sea life and beachgoers.
ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez is live from Venice Beach this evening to show us how the toxic algae is also affecting some area businesses as well. Rebecca?
Hey guys, well, I've gone from beach to beach today to check on the conditions and speak to businesses on the water. And they've all told me that red tide is affecting way more than just our wildlife. For such a beautiful day on the Sun Coast, the beaches are deserted, restaurants on the waterfront are empty, and it's all because of red tide.
When we passed by everybody, we heard everybody coughing. My kids started coughing. Also, there are dead fish all over the beach, so we were only really able to be here for about a half an hour at best.
The algae is killing sea life and washing them up on the beaches. The stench so heavy, it irritates people's throats.
When people come here to the beach, they don't really know what this is, or they ask all the time what it is, and it's a combination of the algae bloom and the algae water that mixes with the Gulf. We need to do something about it because it affects everybody here. It affects the businesses that rely on the beach to make their money like we do.
Many businesses have been forced to close up shop for most of the last 3 weeks, and those that stay open are also hurting.
A lot of the business decline is usually days afterwards, just because people talk about the red tide, and even though it might be gone, it's not like rain where you walk outside and you say, hey, it's raining today, let's not go to the beach. Red tide, maybe you read something about it yesterday and you think maybe it's still at the beach, so you don't come back out.
Florida Fish and Wildlife releases a red tide report every week, and we also post it on our website so you can check and see which areas are the most affected. Reporting live tonight in Venice, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you guys.
Okay, Rebecca, thank you.
Yeah. Bob's been following, of course, a couple times a week. You get the latest from the FWC.
Yeah, this is the midweek report, and it's showing where she is. Certainly it is bad, and it has been. It's been kind of confined from, say, New Pass and southward, but the heaviest concentration from Venice into Minnesota Beach, Englewood, and into Punta Gorda. And this is the latest map. It just came out from FWC. Notice one thing there, Manatee County, there have been no reports of red tide there, and it's lessening somewhat up near New Pass. That's a low concentration right there. But we do have one high concentration, and that is near Venice. Several more down near Boca Grande and western portions of Charlotte County, and the water's there. So again, 17 samples have shown red tide in Sarasota County. No samples showing up in Manatee County at this time. And the high concentrations are greater than a million cells per liter. And the medium concentrations, and we see a couple of those as well near Englewood and near Minnesota Beach. So that's where the heaviest concentration has been. And unfortunately, with a westerly wind, we're going to continue to see the harmful impacts spread on into area beaches. We need an east wind to kind of carry it off, at least the impacts of the red tide. Well, that west wind is really evident here on the Anna Maria webcam time lapse, showing the clouds moving in from the west and muggy conditions. We're going to continue on this course too, it looks like, right through Friday. And just one of the photos of many. You can see lone showers out there in the Gulf of Mexico. This was on Lido. Sandy was getting this, and she said it looked like it was going to hit, but it didn't. It moved a little bit further north and moved on shore. A lot of times you can get sometimes water spouts in this kind of situation, so we'll keep an eye on that too. A frontal boundary and a trough bring rain across mainly North Florida right now, and it could eventually develop into a tropical system off the Mid-Atlantic coast states over the weekend. Rain chances are going to stay higher north of I-4. We will still see a lot of rain here scattered about, and it looks like occasional showers and a few isolated thunderstorms are possible, especially after midnight and throughout the morning hours near the coast like we saw today. Right now, these have just popped up west of Anna Maria Island and Longboat Key within the last 10 minutes, really, and they're pushing off to the northeast at 10 to 15. Now, they are isolated, and they're going to move pretty quickly through. Sometimes they have generated some lightning strikes, but nothing like we would see in our normal afternoon thunderstorm pattern. You can see this one right here along I-75, just east of Venice now. That continues to move away from the coast. Pretty quiet from Englewood northward as far as any significant rainfall goes, but there are more showers that will pop up out here in the Gulf of Mexico and work their way on shore. It'll be hit or miss throughout the night. Rainfall amounts have not been all that impressive here, but to the north of us, say north of Tampa, they're going to see rainfall totals up to 3 to possibly 5 inches before it's all said and done and that trough gets out of here. But all that dry air has been pushed down to the south. The atmosphere is really juiced up, so the showers that do pop up, they'll be isolated, but they'll be heavy rainmakers for a short period of time. And you can see from the Futurecast, this model continues to show onshore flow with occasional showers and some clouds around. Maybe a little less activity on Friday, but still the rain chance is fairly high. And then we'll see less activity on Saturday. West winds will keep temperatures warm and muggy overnight. We're talking lows right around 80 with feels like temperature. I know last night at 11 o'clock, the heat index was at 92 degrees at 11 o'clock. Well, temperatures currently are into the upper 80s for the most part. There are some 90s well inland, but 87 in Osprey, 89 in Northport, Inglewood at 87, Venice, you're at 88 degrees. Currently, it's cloudy and 85 degrees, and the heat index at 97 degrees. Today's high was just 1 degree below average, despite the fact that we had quite a bit of clouds around occasionally this afternoon. Southwest winds for boaters, other than the storms that'll be scattered about, light chop on the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast, good chance for more morning showers along the coast tomorrow. Still a 40% chance on Friday, less action Saturday. Comes back though on Sunday. The rain chance bouncing back up to 60%. Stays pretty high right through Wednesday of next week. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Happening today, an effort to get kids back on the learning track during the summer months. Manatee YMCA partnering with the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading to make sure kids are not falling behind.
They are one of the 80 summer camps that are part of the Suncoast Summer Book Challenge that encourages children to read 6 books over the summer.
Some children have more than surpassed that challenge by reading, listen to this, 80 to 100 books. All kids at the Y read for 30 minutes a day to help close the summer learning gap. That's awesome.
That is impressive.
Yep. Well, stay with us.
When we come back, we'll introduce you to the local team that's on her way to meet the president.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP is the largest locally owned CPAP supply company in the area. Is it time to replace your old equipment? The staff at Sarasota Oxygen and CPAP can show you the most up-to-date CPAP equipment and supplies to meet your sleep apnea needs, including portable travel devices and the SoClean automatic CPAP sanitizer. We serve all of Southwest Florida, giving the highest quality of care with the finest CPAP equipment. Please visit our website, sarasotacpap.com.
Hello, I'm John Merce. Rugs As Art is celebrating yet another anniversary, and I would personally like to thank each and every one of you for the many years of continuous support. All during the month of July, we're having a grand celebration. We have flooded our showroom with yellow tag specials, meaning more discounts and more savings than ever before, plus free padding. So don't miss this anniversary celebration at Rugs As Art, Sarasota's bigger and better area rug superstore.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a photojournalist with experience in news gathering, ENG cameras, and ETIAS. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
A Sarasota teen will travel to Washington, D.C. this weekend after she was chosen to represent the state of Florida by Girls Nation. 16-year-old Amabella Rudd leaves Saturday for the nation's capital, where she'll get a chance to meet with members of the Senate as well as President Trump. Rudd's visit to the White House comes at a time when President Trump is under fire for how he handled his visit with Russian President Putin. But that's one subject she plans to stay away from.
He is our president, and I do respect him, and he's doing some great things in our government right now, but there are some controversy. But it's just going to be an honor, and I think I'm just going to respect that and, take it one step at a time. But I'm really just honored to be chosen.
And after Rudd returns from Washington, she will sit down with ABC7's Alan Cohn to tell us all about her trip.
And if you've ever met Amabella, she is a very impressive young lady. I've had a chance to work with her with the Diabetes Foundation, and she's just an incredible young woman.
Congratulations, too. What a thrill. That's going to be fun, I'm sure. We are looking at a few showers that aren't too fun for folks that are running to the beach on Longboat Key right now and near Anna Marie Island. There could be a few brief showers around.
Okay, Bob. Thank you. World News Tonight with David Muir is coming up next.
We'll see you again at 7 and 11. Have a good night.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.